Yes, people, welcome back to Cass. I ain't been live on here in a few days. Obviously, life and other little bits and bobs, but you know, it doesn't take that long to get giddy for the Premier League again, innit? And to get yourself in a better or good mood at that. So yeah, man, make sure you lot are smashing the likes, man. We got a little few things. Well, we got a few things. Well, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Look, you can't get too mad about training, innit? But I'm just gonna go off of what I saw. That's all I'm going off of, innit? So there we go there. So big up. I see Anthony Taylor's the first referee for our game, which is not exactly the greatest either. But we move. We move, man. Big up to everyone in the comments as well, because it's much appreciated that everyone that's gonna come over. I know it's international break. Trying to make different bits of content. I did have videos coming out, but something happened in my personal life, which is like, I'm not really in the mood to go and do this, that, and the other. So yeah, happens, isn't it? So there we go. I'm just gonna make sure I do this, but make sure you're liking the video anyways, man. Big up anyone that is actually here. But yesterday, Ruben Amorim took his first training session with who was available in the team at the time. You know, obviously you're not going to see the Bruno Fernandes in the worlds, and obviously the other lot that went on international break. Lisandro Martinez is returned early, which is good signs as well. Gets enough so he looks like he'll be playing on the weekend potentially, and in certain plays, in certain roles as well. And I'm hoping I've done this enough in order, but Ruben Amorim clearly is big on time and about like how quick you can get back, how quick you can get into positions going forward. Like it's all about time, and which is good in a way. But I'm not gonna try break it down and say, you know, like, oh my god, this guy, like he's the next best coming thing since, I don't know, Pep Guardiola first stepped in the room, or Johan Cruyff. Or I'm not even too sure that he's gonna get United going. But what I do know is that he knows how to. At least he looks like he knows how to drill the team in terms of shape. And I think that's the main thing with United is shape. We don't get enough of that. Not under Ten Hag anyways, because the shape was all over the gaff. So yeah, big up Israel says, big up, bro. I actually saw Malacia was cooking and training, Casemiro too. Also, which number 8 centre mid do you think United should sign? Bro, I think we need to buy Eze for central attacker mid and Braithwaite. Well, it's interesting about the left centre back role because I don't know anything about the youngster, but there's a youngster he wants to bring in or bring through anyways for that role. So that would be interesting. It's homegrown as well. Eze is definitely a shout. Could be expensive. Number 8 wise, I think Angelo Stieler is. I don't think I want anybody else but Angelo Stieler at this rate. I think he's cold. German player, plays for Stuttgart. I think he's brilliant. There's obviously a couple other names as well that I like. From what we can see, it's not like we could see the whole training video. There was only 6 minutes. I posted it on my what's it called? Oh, what is it called? Blue Sky. If anyone's got Blue Sky on here, let me know, man. I'll share my Blue Sky in here. Obviously, let's just call it New Form Twitter. But I've literally, if you haven't seen the training video yet, I can post it and you lot can watch it. I broke it into minute clips. Big up M's in the building. Is it Nemia? Taylor, the referee. Yeah, I saw that. Neymar says, I'm good. Thank you very much. Big up yourself. Dan, big up in the building. Paddy B as well. Last year, Mainoo in a team horrible. Agendas must agenda it. It's just the way it goes. How did Enzo not get in team cast biggest flop out there? You know, he's a shout to be fair, but again, man, agendas must agenda, isn't it? So it's difficult to try to fit in everyone possible. Really and truly, I probably should have done like a 4-2-4 diamond type thing. Finally, some United chat. Yeah, man. I've got. You know what? I'm not being said I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that as much as I can. But as soon as it hits Thursday, Friday, there's going to be a lot going on both of the channels. Like there's a lot of work. Like it's just obviously there's a 4-month period where it's non-stop things to talk about. There's non-stop games. There's going to be transfer news as well, obviously, as we know, which we're going to be talking about every other day. So this channel is going to be full up with different things. It's just, for me, everything's got to be perfect. So if I'm going to run up videos, it's because, trust me, like I'm just a perfectionist. It's just got to be like the perfect thumbnail. It's got to be clickbaited enough, but at the same time, I don't want to sell people dreams. But it's got to look good visually, and I want it to be a little bit different to a little bit of everything else. And to be fair, I think his name's Sam on United People's TV, and I was looking around, obviously, to get inspiration of different people's thumbs, the way they talk about stuff, and this, that, and the other. And I just thought, you know what, I really like that guy's content as well, and the way he explains stuff, breaks stuff down. So I thought, you know what, I might have a little go at seeing what I can do, because I like to be objective when I'm by myself anyways. So might go down that route, especially for on this channel. I want to see what, and never a foul as well. I just want to, I'm even creating my own thumbnails as we speak, on Photoshop, trying to just up the game. Sorry, just a little bit of a tangent there. I think you're going to see an identity and a style of play soon. Hopefully, Donna, nice to see you as per usual. Castradamus, big up Ross as well. Big up Sean. Big up, man. Is that how you say? Is it Sean, right? Is that how you say your name? Itabi, Sean Itabi. What are your starting memberships? I want to give away some memberships to win votes. They're in the title thing. There's big up Solomon, because Solomon pretty much come up with all of these names, but not even myself. He came up. There's a Castlighter, there's a Copycast, and Only Cast, like OnlyFans. But there's different memberships in it. It's just a support membership thing. It's just I can't really. I've got so I've tried to me and Daps are talking. Again, we're going to talk about the obviously the training, which is crazy. I've got a lot to talk about with the training part, and I've got photos for you lot as well. But it's just trying to manage schedule times and stuff like that, etc., etc. Because if you put so much energy into doing that and that, then it's like I can't do this and this. So it's just it's got to work out both ways. And you lot know, like, never fails the priority. So this is second priority. So that has to come first. And having a few days off is nice. You don't really get them in this world. Big up. Have you been to America? No, and I never want to visit. Maybe New York, as you tell a lie. I might go to New York. Everywhere else is pretty much a no-go for me. Ewan, Big up says, hey, he's not bad. We just need to win a few trophies this season, not to mention projected league title challenges. We need to just live in the moment now. Yeah, man. Big up Bud Guy. Wait, Bud Guy. Wait. Bud Guy. Wait. Are you in the chat? You're not in the chat. You're in the chat? Are you in the Twitter chat by any chance? Big up Cass, feeling giddy, feeling nervous. Just hope we beat Ipswich, inshallah. I'm pretty sure we will. I'm pretty sure we will, man. So, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's change a couple bits over. How do I do this again? This is when I become a little bit of a donut. Hopefully these show enough. Hopefully this looks good enough as well. But anyways, this is what I had to come up with for the time being. So we're gonna split the screen. And when I first saw this image, right, I'm not gonna lie, I was quite confused. I was like, wait, hold on. Why is Luke Shaw and Malacia in the same team? Like, what's going on here? Is he playing like left centre back? And I had to see the full video, like the next 10, 15 seconds to see like what's going on here. So yeah. I was looking at Luke Shaw and I thought, okay, you know what? He's gonna. So you can kind of get a gauge. You can kind of gauge which players are going to be used for like different positions, right? And we saw Malacia at left wing back. And if we break down what Malacia was doing, his role was literally stay on the byline, nothing more. If you're going to go up and down and do that role, it's literally hold the width. And I think that's something we've spoken about with Amorim as well. With Malacia holding the line and the width, it's just stretching the pitch as much as possible. And we're going to get onto the right wing backs part because I think we got mixed up slightly from before 2-3 weeks ago, but that's because of favoured foot. And you got to bear in mind, Mazraoui's not here. The Lowe's not here. So, who else is not here? Bruno's not here. Xerxes not here. Hoyland's not here. So, again, he's only going to use the available players. But I think what this training session has showed as well, you got obviously first-team players in blue. But in white was a lot of the academy players. And a lot of the academy players got to showcase what they're about. And it's funny because I thought there's a lot of footage of the left-hand side, right? I know, yeah, Garnacho's not here either, but apparently he's coming back. And I was looking at it, and I was thinking, look at the right-hand side, and obviously we'll get over to that. You lot probably know what I'm talking about. But there was not a lot of footage of anything coming down the right-hand side bar. One pass going backwards, and maybe another attacking drill. So I was looking at it, like, thinking, okay, like, is that left centre-back? Because I know he got called up to obviously for the team training, that the new kid that got mentioned. Again, I don't know his name. I do know, but I don't want to butcher his name because I hate doing that. So I was thinking, okay, cool. The whole point of Garnacho right wing, forget about it. It's not happening. This is where I get kind of confused. And I don't know where, I'm going to be so honest, I don't know where he fits. But right now, it's good to see that Malacia is getting some minutes as well. And Luke Shaw in the left centre-back role goes to show, I reckon he's going to play more of obviously, there's left centre-back and you have to play how you, it's not nothing like wing-back. But this position here suits Luke Shaw to a T. So, in my opinion, when you think of how Reece James being managed, maybe that's how Luke Shaw can be managed minutes and whatnot. But this guy's known to break down in training anyways. Do you get what I'm saying? So on that note, it's like, can he stay fit for the season? Because if we're talking about this left centre-back role, someone who's good at dribbling, like the thing is with Luke Shaw, he's a very good player, but he's just always injured. And keeping him fit enough, and I know he's got a new I know he's got his new team coming in, an analyst, a fitness coach and whatnot, etc., etc. But for me, if we want to go and do something this season, this man has to stay fit. He has to stay fit no matter what. I'm sorry. Like, I don't see who else realistically goes into this role other than Luke Shaw. I know some may scream Delo, and I know some may say even... obviously Mazraoui, and I think both of them can do that role. But that natural left foot, if we go, I can't show the footage, obviously copyright and whatnot. But if we see the way his role was quite simple, spray it over. Like it's not just him, but Johnny Evans done a lot of the pinging, which was, but keep it simple and keep it safe, and make sure you keep the width, and obviously help out your left wing back, but cover inside a little bit. It's a little bit what we see with Inacio when we was talking about what his left and right centre back likes to do when they want to peel wide. And I just feel like this is a good way to maybe manage his minutes and manage his workload. So hopefully, and I know this is a big hope, but if he stays fit, I reckon he can push Lissandro a little bit further in this role. And you know what, might even be a little bit more suited, unfortunately. And some may not like to hear it, but I don't think he should stay at this club. And that's that. Like, I think his injury record spoken for itself in the last 10 years. Don't even know if he's going to get a testimonial at this rate, or if he deserves one. He's missed out more than half his Premier League games for Manchester United. So it is a 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3. And Luke Shaw, Malacia, it's weird to see both fullbacks on the pitch. So he looks like that's gonna be the role for him anyways. What do you lot think about that though? Do you think Luke Shaw's gonna stay fit? Do you think he's gonna have an integral part? Or do you think Malacia might even show that he can be a left wing back potentially? Because the Malacia I was seeing in training was looking very good. By the way, very good. Even just taking on the fullback, and I know he's not your typical fullbacks in the Premier League, but he was showing intent to get the ball into the box and obviously keep possession. So I thought it was like, you know what, he might even show me something or two. But we'll see on that part. I say you get rid of Luke Shaw. I think so as well. I just see this C7M4C. Is that, how would you, what is your name? How would I say that? Cam? Is your name Cam? First time watching, good luck with your channel, mate, and good luck with some of the comments. Some can be vile. It's like this on most channels, isn't it? It's just, you get to a point where you got a bit of a community. Like, I've got Ross in here, exactly. Like Ross in here, I've got Dan in here, I've got Skills in here, United BT as well. It's just like you can manage it until it gets hectic. But I think we got quite a few good mods. I'm quite on the other channel as well. We're quite strict with people with nasty comments. It's just, you know what I mean? You get a warning. If you go beyond that, you just get banned. It's as simple as that. Frimpong ain't got no range of pace. He's a pace guy like Garnacho. Obviously, he's fast than Garnacho, but Garnacho can finish better. For me, I don't see why we would get Frimpong though. It's my whole persona. We'll get onto this part anyways, Marcus. Why I don't think people like Frimpong is gonna be a target for United, and it's just gonna be all in the papers. But yeah, I thought this was interesting because it's nice to see here, right? And I was kind of saying, wait, hold on. Who's this player in like the turquoise, blue, greeny looking boots? It's actually Mason Mount dropping quite deep. I was like, this is the first time we caught a glimpse of Mount after, because I didn't recognize him. Obviously, they were doing a lot of attacking drills. And a lot of attacking drills is quickly repetition. Get the ball into the tens, and then from there, it could be on the wide. And you can see Marcus Rashford, Ahmad as well, all connecting, and you can see that's the front three that he was going with. But I see, this is when I noticed it was a back three. I see Euro there, and it's interesting because I thought Johnny Evans on the ball right now is Johnny Evans, and I was looking at the way he was trying to dictate the game. He looked so comfortable because he was playing with his left foot and his right foot, because Johnny Evans is both-footed, for some people that don't know. So this kind of tells me his commander, at least, it's not a Lissandro in the middle who might be, because he's less mobile, might be in a central midfield. Obviously not Euro. And we'll see what happens with De Ligt. And look, I love De Ligt right at the moment. I think he's a great player, and this is just training, not an actual game. But Johnny Evans has been solid in his roles when he has come on for United. And you can see, and him developing a bit of a partnership with Euro, someone to learn off of as well. I think Euro can learn a lot from someone like Johnny Evans. And you know what? We're talking about leaders on the pitch, on the field. And I think obviously De Ligt is one of them. I think he's very commanding, but so is Johnny Evans. And I'm not trying to gas him up, but if you, again, watching the videos of Johnny Evans, the way he was getting the ball out to not just into the center of the field, but he's pinging it to the right wing back, who we were going to mention soon, and then obviously on the left as well. I thought it was an interesting role. I thought because he's been used more out wide sometimes when he's come on the field, even at his age, I thought, you know what, he might be one of them backup like right centre backs in the middle. We might use Lindelof in the middle instead, someone who's got a bit better passing range. But Johnny Evans is nice to see, and you know what? It's nice to actually see, because I couldn't really get any still images of Euro, but it's nice to see that Euro's back, and he had a smile in his face as well. Like, he hasn't played football in a long time, so it's someone to learn off of. You know, Euro and the Evans partnership might be looked, and I think we might see a lot more of Evans come this season. So yeah, the back three is kind of confirmed. So anyone that's not so sure about it, is confirmed. The back three of that training session was Euro, Evans, and Luke Shaw. You've got pace in there as well. In there, you got cover, and it's quite a balanced back three. And if you're telling me we couldn't run that in cup games, let me know in the comments right now. Let me know in the comments right now how that doesn't work. What else is saying? Johnny Evans is Mr. Dependable until he can't, because obviously his age. He's always got some sort of knock that he has to manage, and it's not his fault, man. He's playing at a high level. So yeah, Casemiro's looking happy again. You can see that in the middle there. The player in the left on the blue, I can't highlight a few because I don't have these fancy tools at the moment. But in the middle is Kobbie, Mainoo, and Casemiro. So the 3 and the 2 in the middle, that's his trusted. Obviously, Agate coming back. We'll see what happens there. But Casemiro again, like, are you Pog back? No, I'm Pog out, man. The guy gets injured. He hasn't played in over a year. I'm pretty sure he's hungry again. But I don't get me wrong. Pogba's a great player. He's one of my favorite centre mids. But I think you can't bring back a player for a third time. I think that's ridiculous, isn't it? I think that doesn't bode well. I'm trying to move on and not go back to the past exactly. Maguire is our 5th choice. See, this is the mad part. I thought Maguire was back fit. I'm pretty sure he might be still carrying a knock or being injured, but I don't see how he gets used in this back 3. I'll be honest. I think Lindelof has actually, you know what's funny? I think Lindelof actually got injured on international duty, and I do wonder where Maguire really fits in with this back 3. We'll see how time will tell, but we'll go from there, guys. What likes are we on? By the way, we're on 47 likes. How many more likes can we get? Let me write a little poll, man, so people that do join in don't actually get wandering off or anything. Have you liked this video? We're on 49 likes. So yeah, smash the likes, people, man. But yeah, that's the back 3 confirmed. And you know what? It's nice to see Mason Mount out there in a role that was particularly quite well, because as you can see here, this is where I was. This is the image which I was thinking, like, wait, who's actually our front 3? It's actually Marcus Rashford in the number 9. Occupying that role. You can probably tell from his slender, lanky build, but Mason Mount was getting a lot of praise during this whole session. And I was thinking, you know what, this is more of a familiar role that Mason Mount's familiar with, obviously with Tuchel in back at Chelsea. Not this 8. He's not been developed there, but he was a handful in this game. Whoever the kid was playing against him had a tough time. And Rashford even made a post about like how much he enjoyed that training session. You know, don't get me wrong, Rashford's been through many managers, and this makes me think, right? What do you lot think about Rashford in the 9 being used more of a number 9 than maybe others? Maybe Xerxes gets used in one of those 10 positions. Maybe Højlund, you know, gets dropped to the bench. What do you lot make of Rashford as the spearhead of the number 9? Do you think he could lead us to something? Do you think he's got enough? You know, being in certain positions, you know, because in this video you will see. I'll show you in a second as well. about Amorim, and that you can tell like he was definitely very much on drilling the players. Pause, of course. Do you reckon he's going to warrant a starting place? Because in the video, we know with Rashford, he's known to be a little bit stale in the box. You know, when it comes to just running back post, finishing at the back post, being in the correct positions that Højlund likes to try to find himself in, creating them positions. In possession, obviously Rashford can be a bit. He's sound, I suppose, in some instances. Same kind of with Rasmus Højlund, not the greatest though. But my whole point of this is more or less the natural instinct of being in the nine. Like training's one thing, but anytime Rashford comes up in a battle, he loses that battle, and I think it's just I don't know if it's going to be good enough, and I don't know if he's going to change the way he plays or change what many people have accused him of, which is attitude. But in the video, he seems to be doing a lot of things that, you know, like, don't get me wrong, it's just training, but that is not really natural to him. And you know what? If you're going to be talking about someone that's going to hang off the shoulder of a player, then I think he's going to be the guy that's going to try to push Højlund for that number 9 spot. And there should be a plenty supply if you're playing with 2 10s as well and wide players. You know, Rashford isn't bad in the air. You know, does he get involved with enough duels? Probably not. Does he need to win some? But if we're talking about like tops, we're talking about like top 16 that want to bring the game to us, who better to get in behind and finish off a big chance other than Marcus Rashford in our team? We need goals. And we always look to Marcus Rashford for goals. At this moment of time, you know, Højlund's not doing enough. I think he scored 1 Premier League goal, which was recent. And Xerxes as well, same thing. We don't even know if he can change up his game. We don't even know if he can be that guy to get us some goals. He's not even known as a 9. We talk about this season alone. Rashford has to... we always depend on Rashford for our goals. And that makes me wonder, technically, is Rashford maybe one of our best finishers? Because if we're going to need to get 15, 20 goals, we don't have that in our front line. No one's actually supplied that. Exactly. People might say Garnacho, but Garnacho is not exactly a 9. He's more of a left winger, and I don't know where he fits. And his role might even be as a wing back. So who knows? And this is what I mean with Amorim. There's few instances in this whole thing. It's all about time. He's always got his stopwatch going. The amount of time the players take to attack, defend, and just in the drills especially. He clearly doesn't like when players dilly-dally on the ball that much. There's one I think it's a picture. I've got a still image of obviously another one in the video as well. And I was just wondering, like, for another instance. But this was what was surprising me with this is actually, this is him looking at his watch on the time it takes for these lot to break on an attack. How quickly they can get the ball into the box. And we know obviously Sporting, they can recycle the ball and go backwards. And even then, but it's all about intensity. And I think, don't get me wrong, I do think Ten Hag was also about his intensity, but I think his drills were a little bit too... I don't know if the players were, responding well to it. Maybe they were a little bit bland. I think, obviously, when you got 3 backs, it's a bit of a different system. New manager, shiny new toy, right? So yeah, I'm not going to be really surprised when it comes to the timing of things. United are very slow. We're so slow in build-up. Wait, what's this? Rewatching the stream when you found out Ten Hag got sacked. What a day. You're off your head. But yeah, we've all known United to be slow with their attack. And especially when it gets into the front lines, how many times have we seen where United get the ball, we go out on the flanks because nothing's going down the middle exactly, and then we recycle it. I think Leicester was even though we won 3-0, I think is a good example. You know, we would be on a break with Rashford, and Rashford's the culprit of this. And all of a sudden, he doesn't have A and B. He doesn't have A and B next to him. Let's say striker and another one busting a gut to get forward of him. But there's lack of options, and it's like are these players being lazy, or what is it? There's not enough fitness. And then also when it does get into good positions, it's all about decisions as well. And one thing with Amorim, which I did like on the video, is when they did make the attacking runs and the attacking drills, it's the timing of decisions. And if not, you hear him, he's screaming, he's loud, he's very loud, right? and also just getting back in shape in general. So once you finish an attack, you're not allowed to walk. Don't walk. You're not allowed to walk back. And that's what we saw on the Ten Hag too much. Not jogging, get back into your shape. And that's what I liked about it. And this is what we talk about this session. You can't take much away from it, but all it is structure on the pitch, shape. So big on the shape. And I think that's the biggest thing we can take away from this. And especially with timing, someone else that does this is actually that man. I'm not trying to say he is him, but Pep Guardiola. Bit of a madman when it comes onto the training field as well. And yeah, this was my big surprise. So I was trying to work out who this player was. I was like, hold on, who's this left-footed guy on the right wing back that looks like he's like in the first team? Because obviously I kind of noticed everyone's got bibs. It's actually Anthony. And this makes me wonder if Anthony has a role in this team, right? And obviously his agent's come out and he's spoken about wanting to play. He doesn't want to leave. You know, he's going to fight for his place. I don't want to get giddy, yeah. And I know and the thing is, he's cost a lot of money. And that's not Amorim's fault either. So it's like a fresh slate in a way. But if we're talking about him wanting one of them left footers on the right-hand side, we don't actually have no one else. Bar Diallo, we have no one else. And there's no wonder why we're linked with someone like Quenda at the moment. Hot links. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Actually, I was going to do a whole transfer kind of video. There's actually a couple of players that we link back with. Quenda, Alvaro Fernandez is hotting up again. Kirkes is another one of them names as well. January is going to be interesting to see what really happens. But when I saw Anthony on the right, again, he was doing the same kind of things, being a little bit more reserved. We obviously haven't seen a whole hour of training, but from that, like, he looked comfortable in possession. And I wonder if this is going to be his final shot, his final charge, his final redemption arc, even though there's a lot to redeem. But this could be a role that takes the pressure off his shoulders a little bit. And why I say that, and I don't really want to get too much looking into the whole Anthony thing, because he did cost us a lot of money, and he is on quite big wages as well. At a club like United, his wages are pretty much small nowadays. We've done quite a lot for the bill. But in this role, you're not really expected to get mad goals or mad assists. You're meant to be a supplier. You're meant to keep possession. You're meant to be attacking and make situations. But one thing we do need out of Anthony is a bit more of a... We need more creation. We need a bit more creativity in whether it's wide areas or inside or even in the box, lurking in certain areas. And I do wonder, right wing Anthony's not been exactly great since his arrival. As you know, he had the first good 6 weeks at United, and after that, it all came crashing down. You know, we talk about a player that's meant to beat obviously the fullback. He's going to be up against the fullback, and that's where I look at Anthony and think, like, are you going to get yourself into these sort of situations where you are going to redeem yourself because you do get bullied off the ball? You're not powerful enough to get past your man, but one thing he does have is a bag of energy, and he doesn't mind doing the line. You know, he gets back and helps his defenders quite a lot. And when I do look at like a Delo or Mazraoui, I think Delo, we always talk about Delo being in one of these roles. I see Delo being the right centre-back option, personally. You know, where Euro in Delo, I think they're going to swap. Maybe even Mazraoui could be even doing that role. I think Mazraoui would be more suited to this role. We see Mazraoui even get into dangerous areas, same as Delo. I do wonder what the situation is going to be. Who survives United? Maybe one of them even goes next summer. I'm not going to try to create a rumor, but the way I was looking with this is thinking, if you want a left-footed guy on the right wing-back situation or winger, like, obviously Anthony's got a lot to prove to himself. So I do wonder what kind of role is going to, if it does relieve a lot of pressure in the attacking line for him, because obviously it's mainly down on the 10s and the striker a little bit more. But he has got to create. We have got to need someone that's a bit both-footed for me. I don't think he'll be heavily one-footed, where Anthony is heavily one-footed. So do you not believe in Anthony in the comments? Do you lot do it? Are you lot are talking to yourself? It's 100% about Ten Hag's communication. Putting all the blame on players is a cop-out. We watched his pressures. You could say, though, with Ten Hag, in fairness, some of the players didn't done him a disservice. You know, that West Ham result, you know, they did throw him under the bus by not scoring some of those goals. But we're here now, and, you know, in hindsight, it is what it is. But even games before where you're already under pressure and your players didn't score some easy chances, so, and then Ten Hag got the blame for it. But yeah, I think he ran out of excuses. We call it the Ten Hag bag these days. As a backup wing back, I could see it. Anthony will definitely be a backup wing back. Below my right back, do you mean your wing back now? Ricardo, I'd agree. Anthony and Ahmad can play the wing-back positions as it's very advanced. My only issue with Ahmad is on the wing-back role, you need someone that's very athletic, you know. And I don't know if I don't get me wrong. I think you'd be wasting Ahmad in that inside 10 position. I think it's tailor-made for him. And even in this video here, in the whole video, I didn't see Ahmad once take up a wing-back role, by the way. Not once. Now, this is what I love to see. This is what I love to see. This guy, more than once in this video, was talking to Kobbie, giving him instructions, talking to him, prepping him, showing him where to be on the pitch, making sure what to be aware of as well. And I think Kobbie responded to it quite well as well. You know, looked eager, hungry. You know, the guys have played in 6 weeks, so it's good to see that he's out there as well. No, I can't play the full video. No chance. Unfortunately, I can't. If I could show it, I would, but no, you know, Man United will just copyright that quite quick. So, and that's why you don't play video, you know, even when people score, you might be able to play like 2-3 seconds, but maximum. But yeah, and I was seeing it along them lines, and I was like, it's nice to see this because clearly I thought Kobbie could potentially be used in one of them 10 positions, but in the 8 position, it looks like this is going to be his guy. You know, he's not talking from what we can see anyway. He's not really talking with Casemiro. Casemiro's very experienced, should know the role a little bit more well than others, but he might find it a little bit difficult just because of the mobility part. But one thing he can see is that this kid is a prodigy. Mainoo is his guy, and I think that's clear to see. I do believe Mainoo can play this role really well, and I think I'm in belief, anyways, that Ten Hag kind of threw Mainoo under the bus a little bit in terms of how we've viewed him. And I can definitely explain why. I believe that, like other players, Ten Hag made them out to look worse than what they really are. Casemiro, we've seen like a bit of an arc, a redemption arc, like after Ten Hag sacking, to say, oh crap, you know what? Maybe his legs are not gone. Maybe it's just the way he's using the midfield. And the same thing with Kobbie, he gets taken off by the 60th, 70th minute. But if you're doing, there's no wonder, if you're doing doggy work for 90 minutes, going up and down the pitch, it don't matter how much energy you've got. But if there's no structure in your midfield, where to press, where to be, positions to take up, you need to be up the pitch attacking to make an overload, but you're expected to get right back as well at the same time and help out that one midfielder you decided to leave, if not fully exposed. And obviously, I don't think that's exactly put a good viewership on, obviously, Kobbie Mainoo's abilities. And I think there's a lot more to come from him. And whether it's that Marita role and the 8 role, I do believe he can make it. And we talk about Kobbie gassing out, but there's no wonder why we expect him to gas out when he's been made to do shift work. You know, forced labor, you could call it, in the middle of the park. So I do believe that Kobbie's going to be his main man, and I think he's going to be his ball carrier, especially in that 8 position. And it'd be nice to get some options that could do pretty much all the roles. Agate, Kobbie in there. We'll see what happens with some of the youngsters if they get a chance. Maybe another sort of DM, another defensive midfielder that can do that role better than Agate. Maybe another 8 like Angelo Stila, who could also play that Agate role, but could also play that 8. And there'd be a good options if they can mix and match a little bit. But we definitely need the ball carrier, because I've seen some ask for Bruno in the 8. And I wonder, okay, that's great. We could drop Bruno into the 8, but then where's our retention coming from? And who's going to carry the ball into areas that we need beyond obviously the second phase of the pitch? And there's only one in our team that can really do it right now, and it's Kobbie. Tight, good in possession, good in the half spaces. Does have a little bit of an engine. Does probably needs to work and refine a little bit, but he needs to be the subject of good coaching. And obviously, if you know your role a little bit better, then you can reserve in your energy. And that's why I say I don't exactly want to put judgment on Kobbie about his engine. I think he does have an engine. It does need to be managed, his minutes. But this guy I don't even believe he was injured. I do believe he just wanted a break, because this guy made him look. Ten Hag's a criminal. That's all I'm going to say on that part. But yeah. And this is another one of his drills. Time. Again, into shape. There was some drills where, so basically every single time the attack got into a phase of losing the ball pretty much into an area, let's say, with the other opposing team around the defensive midfield, he literally gave these lot about 10 seconds. He ran with them, by the way. 10 seconds to get back. These 3 centre-backs had to get back in shape, back in position. No matter where they are in the field, you better bust the gut back to get back into their shape. And that's what I liked. And this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier about intensity. And he done these drills, not just for the attacking phase, but as a team, run back, get into shape. And obviously you can't show the whole image or the video, but you would see like a Casemiro and also a Kobbie Mainoo getting into them areas as well. And also Mason Mount. Again, I'll say again, I think Mason Mount, he seems to like him. He kept praising Mason Mount in the video, getting to certain areas, making situations. And obviously Mount's whole issue has been fitness. And I think he is a waste of money. But we're going to talk about maybe in a couple years' time where United's got their team and Mason Mount's a bit of a bit part player that can play a couple roles, and he could be a good squad player. Maybe, just maybe in these positions. Because a lot of us don't, like, clearly, if you're using Rashford up front, you don't trust him on them 10 roles. That's fine. Bruno Fernandes, probably not going to renew his contract at the end of his contract either. You know, you're already looking at another left-sided player. And obviously, we all want Mason Mount to potentially leave. If he can't stay fit, then it's obviously a conversation. But I reckon he'll be definitely of interest to Amorim through the year. I think he might even have a starting place against Ipswich this weekend. He's the one that's there in his first training session. Is going to be there for his second and third, while Bruno's obviously coming back on international duty there. Thursday maybe returns from Portugal. So again, we'll see what happens there. But I think we'll be surprised, a little bit surprised with Mason Mount. But in this note, is on this part, like you can clearly see, like it's all about his intensity, and I love that, man. Again, it's all about the timing. This is pretty much near the end of the video, where timing is everything. Timing is key. Seconds on the ball, seconds to make creation of chances, you know, into attacking situations or defensive. So it's good to see on the Man United perspective. It's good to see on a Man United perspective. And we really need to see a lot of this carry over against Ipswich. Whoever it is that's going to start, I doubt it's going to be this team exactly. But I feel like everyone should be given a clean slate, at least a fair chance or a fair shot, whether you like them or not. And I think you have to do that under managers. They have to pick who they like and who they don't like. That's for me as well, Teb Start. I'm in agreement with you there. I'm looking forward to that as well. Just we'll see if that can actually take place. So yeah, man. But yeah, that's my little run through, man, of the training session. And I like that United are getting a little bit more into the zones of, you know, when it comes to content creation, and that you see the Man United channel, they're doing a lot more, and we can see a lot more. You know, in these training videos, I might do a lot of these. I might not even do them as live videos. I might even do them as video uploads, right? So there pretty much should be one every other day, every other week, maybe. I'm not too sure how consistent they're going to really be. But right now, we're on a giddy train. We're allowed to be on the giddy train. And don't let anyone else allow you to take you away from the giddy train. Because when Ipswich come, and you know what? You know what the crazy thing is? I know it's just Ipswich away, and Ipswich are not no jokes. Like, Kieran McKenna has some ballers, right? And I'm pretty sure Amari Hutchinson and all that's going to give us some issues, right? Smosnik and who's that one? Liam Delap. It's a good front three. But if we end up smoking them like 3-0, I'm telling you now, all these rivals are going to start claiming manager bounce. Manager bounce. But don't let them take that away from you, because we're going to break down the game, because different little things I'm going to do, not just on never a foul, and that, but I'm literally through the game. I'm going to break down points where we were good, maybe we're bad, maybe we need to improve on, but things that we've learned in this game. So it's not going to just be a United perspective. It's going to be other teams as well, whether it's Liverpool, Chelsea. Win, draw, lose, I'm just going to slap them out anyways and get content going. So we've got a lot to cover. And with United, I'm not letting anyone take anything away from me. Not anyone. No one. Not allowed to. Are we winning the league? Obviously not, man. But we're only 4 points away from a top 4. Do you know what I mean? Like, and we've got Arsenal coming up soon. And I'm not saying let's get carried away from Arsenal anytime soon, but we'll see their way. Who's live at the moment? Wait. He's just texted me. I can't even. Wow. All right. Who's live? Hooks is live. Is Hooks still live? Yeah. You know what? Let's go raid Hooks real quick. If we raid Hooks before he leaves, might be able to give him a bit of a raid. So big up to everyone. End the stream there. And then, yeah, man, we'll be back tomorrow and hopefully with a little bit more in a bit.